Hey guys, this is Tanya from Unbreakable Survivors. And today we're going to be talking about the top 10 red flags of a toxic relationship. So everybody wants to know these, right? What are the red flags you should be looking out for if you're just starting to get into a relationship or if you're already in a relationship with someone? Number one is you might feel controlled. So, what does that look like? Feeling controlled means that your partner is making decisions for you and for your relationship, and you feel like you don't have a say in the things that you're doing with your partner. You just feel powerless. One example for that might be that you want to go hang out with your friends and your partner might say, I would rather have you just stay here at home with me. And usually this happens on a consistent basis. It's not just a one time thing to be a toxic relationship. Number two, your feelings and your thoughts and your ideas are just disregarded and they don't seem important to your partner. This can be really difficult, but it is a red flag that you really need to look out for. Because if you're trying to share something with your partner, like when this happens in our relationship, it makes me feel bad inside. And if they're saying, get over it, that's not even important when you're just being disregarded like that. Or if you have an idea and your partner's always like, I don't think we should. And I'm not going to do that. That might be something that you guys could try to compromise on. But if they're not willing to compromise and it's always what they're wanting to do, then that's not a good situation for you. Number three, you feel like you're always walking on eggshells. What does that mean? Walking on eggshells. You've probably always heard that. What it means is if there's cracked eggshells all over the floor and you're just tiptoeing and being so careful not to step on the eggshells to make them crack and make noise. It can be really unnerving if you're trying not to step on those eggshells. How that applies to a partner is you're trying not to set them off or you're trying not to have them go off on you. This can happen quite a bit if you've noticed this in your partner and they might just get mad for no reason or something that made them mad today didn't make them mad yesterday. So it's really hard to know what's going to set them off. For example, if you leave your books on the kitchen table and they get really mad and say, stop leaving things on the kitchen table. That's ridiculous. That's not where they belong. Why did you put them there? That makes me mad. So you might try to avoid those kind of situations by trying to not do anything that is going to make them mad. That's walking on eggshells. Number four, you might feel isolated from your friends and your family. This is something that can come on really gradually. At the beginning of a relationship, you might think, oh, that's so cool. They want to spend so much time with me, and I want to spend time with them. That's wonderful. And over time, they might say something like, I don't like your friends. And if I don't like them, you shouldn't be hanging out with them. You should be putting me as a priority. I'm the most important person in your life because we're in a relationship. I should take the top priority over your friends and family. I don't like to go over to your family's house, and I hate how much time you spend over there. Obviously, you're taking their side over my side, and you think your family's more important than I am. That can be a really big red flag when you start to feel isolated. They're keeping you from family or friends, coworkers, going out like you used to, or going and doing fun things with friends or family, and now they're not liking it. That's a big red flag. So we are on number five. You don't feel safe communicating with your partner. And that can be really hard, right? Let's say I was at work And I come home and I try to talk to my partner about what happened at work. My boss was going off on me and it was a horrible day. And your partner might not show any compassion to you and say, whatever, just get over it. It's not that big of a deal. We all have bosses we have to deal with, and just shuts you down when you're trying to discuss something that's important to you. That's not very healthy if they're not even giving you the time of day and you don't feel safe opening up with your feelings to your partner. Number 6, your life revolves around what your partner wants. This one again can happen over time, so it's hard to notice it. But you might eventually notice that you guys are always going to the same restaurants that your partner likes. You're always watching movies or videos that your partner likes. You're always visiting the same people that your partner likes, or you're doing hobbies that your partner likes. It gets to where you're not getting much out of this relationship of anything that you like. So it's not really fair. Just look around in your own relationship and notice, when do we go out to places that I like? Or when do we do things that I like? Or when do I have personal time with my family or friends? And just see if a lot of the things in your relationship and your everyday life are revolving around your partner. Number 7, you feel vulnerable and violated because your partner doesn't respect your boundaries. That's a hard one. I think when I was growing up, I never even had boundaries. I don't remember ever being taught about boundaries, and I never set any up. I just let things happen, but that put me in a bad situation. So your boundaries need to be respected. For example, if you say to someone that you're just starting to get into a relationship with, my physical boundaries are that I am comfortable hugging and kissing you, but right now that's all I want to do. That's my boundary. And if your partner just keeps pushing and pushing you and saying, well, you don't really mean that, we can do something else, and they're just not respecting your boundary, that is a red flag, because you will feel vulnerable. You will feel violated, that what's important to you is not being taken into consideration. You need to set boundaries for yourself and keep them. Okay, number 8, you're scared because your partner threatens you or hurts you. Could be physically, could be in different ways, but even just threatening you. It might be threatening you and your job, that they might go and make things bad for you so you lose it. They might threaten hurting your children. They might threaten hurting your pets. They might threaten hurting your friends. They might threaten putting things on social media about you that are going to make you embarrassed, or that are going to be total lies, just making you sound really bad or look really bad. You can be really scared about what they're threatening to do, or if they've already hurt you in some way. Those are definitely big red flags. And that could even get to being abusive and not just a toxic relationship. Number 9, you're criticized and humiliated, and especially in front of others. You might take the criticism from your partner every day, all the time, and think, oh, they're such a jerk, but I still love them. So you might take it, right? And if you have a big family gathering and your partner just talks down to you while you're there, like, why are you eating that? You know, you're trying to be healthy. You really shouldn't. Look at the way you look right now. Things like that in front of everybody and making you feel so small and so humiliated. Just notice if your partner is doing things like that. It can also be at home with just you two, where they humiliate you and say, "You're not very smart. No wonder you don't understand what I'm trying to tell you." Or, "What you cooked for dinner was awful. I don't want you ever cooking for me again." Or, "The way you fixed the car was ridiculous. I never want to rely on you again to be in charge of fixing our car." Just humiliating, talking down to you is not right. And number 10, you feel like everything is your fault and that you're not good enough. A lot of these things we already talked about can be compiled into this one thing. But if your partner is always saying that they never do anything wrong and that everything is your fault, I did that because of you. If you would have stopped nagging me, then I wouldn't have acted that way. Or if you hadn't have bought that thing, then I wouldn't be so mad. Or I had to say something because of what you're doing, or you're acting like a fool. You're the one that's making me hit you, or you're the one that's making me talk down to you because you're acting like a child. Everything they're putting on you, that everything is your fault. That is not right. Nobody is right all the time. People should say they're sorry and ask for forgiveness. You might feel like you're not good enough, and you might start believing the things that they're telling you, which really hurts you inside as well as outside, right? You might be thinking, "I can't do anything right. I'm such a bad person. I don't know why they're even with me. I don't think I can hold a job right now because I don't have any skills. People don't even call me. I don't think I even have any friends. I think my partner's the only person that I have to rely on. I'm just not good enough." Those are my top 10 red flags of a toxic relationship. Please be careful out there and look at your own relationship and see if you notice any of these things. You do deserve to be treated with respect and with kindness and with love. And these things are not showing respect or love. Thanks for joining me. See you next time, guys.